Ben Simmons, what a week.
It's been a busy week, but Thursday I'm looking forward to it.
What is it for you? I mean, this is like a defining moment in your life. You're not even 20 years old. On paper, you're almost worth $40 million dollars with multiple endorsements you've signed and the contract you'll get from the NBA as being, as everyone accepts, the first pick, the number one pick. How do you deal with that? How do you process that? You're only 19 years old.
I've been working very hard to get to this point, so it's a little surprising. Some things will be a little, shocking, but I've worked this hard to, be able to do this, and I'm looking forward to just being a part of the NBA.
Other Australian sports people have said that once they've got to this stage, they're happy to get mum the house or dad this, whatever. Have you thought about getting the parents the holiday home in Noosa?
Definitely. I think that'll come soon. We'll see though. They might want to live in Orlando, so who knows?
Your whole family is part of this experience. Talk me through that.
Yeah, well, I've got a tight family from sisters, brothers to my parents. Dad played professionally back in Australia, so that kind of made me want to continue my basketball career. It was one of those things that was just in the family. I love playing the game. My sisters and brothers played it, so I grew up in a basketball family, and everyone's very close. We have a very small circle, so I think that's helped me kind of build me into the type of player and person I am today.
Do they keep you grounded when you're going through experiences like this? I mean, your sister works for you as a publicist. Your parents are with you. Your granddad's with you. You're going through this amazing experience, being back where your dad grew up.
Definitely, they keep me grounded. We'll go out to dinner. I'm still the youngest, so I'll get jokes thrown at me all the time from my brothers to my sisters. But it's all love. They help me stay who I am.
I got to ask you about the accent. How hard has it been to maintain an Australian accent here in the US?
It's tough because you don't want to repeat stuff, especially on the court. You can't say certain things, otherwise they might not hear you. But as soon as I go back home, it switches very quickly.
So there are professional implications for having an Australian accent here.
Oh, definitely. Certain things I'll say in the court they might not understand, like plays or whatever it is. It could be something slight that could drastically change the game. But no, I've learnt to kind of change it a little bit. But as soon as I get back home, it switches.
You wrote a beautiful letter to your dad that you filmed. How important was it to you to recognise that influence he's had on you?
It's huge, because his dad wasn't able to help him with basketball because he wasn't an athlete. So for my dad to be able to understand that he's the reason that I'm here was huge.
LeBron James, biggest player in the NBA, arguably one of the greatest of all time. You met him 3 or 4 years ago. You've stayed in touch and now signed to the agency Clutch he's part of. What's it like to have a relationship with one of the biggest and one of the greatest, professionally and personally?
It's great because everything he's done, he can tell me about, and experiences that he's had that he could change maybe or do something a different way. He's able to tell me the right way to do it. So for me, as a business wise, he's got one of the best businesses as an athlete in the world, and that's where I want to be at one day. And he's a great mentor, role model, and a big brother.
Does he teach you? Does he tell you what to do on the court?
Not tell me what to do, but he'll give me advice. If I'm doing something wrong, he'll say to do it this way and this is why. So he's helping me progress my game, go to the next level, and it could be minor things that could benefit a lot.
Does he tell you to pull your head in at all?
Pull my head in? What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, if you've got a close relationship with him, he's able to be honest, brutally honest with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of things will happen, but a lot of things won't be said in the media. So certain things could be said about somebody that aren't true, but there's things that us athletes will understand that go on that aren't really true.
Okay, what I meant to say by that was that if he thinks you're doing something wrong or acting wrong in a certain way, because a lot of young players, I mean, you've seen it, just that joke you made in the Foot Locker ad, a lot of young players do silly things, they do act out. On a personal level, apart from your family, is he someone that you expect to sort of pull you back in and sort of put your head?
Of course. If I was doing something crazy, he would let me know. He's the type of person that he wants to see me do well. So if I'm doing something that's definitely wrong, he'll let me know.
How do you deal with the comparisons to him and someone like Magic Johnson, talking you up this year? That must be.
Yeah, it's surreal, but I've worked so hard to be the player I am today, and it's paying off. But at the same time, those are great players, and I have a long way to go.
You do recognise you've got a long way to go. What are your goals?
I want to be the best player that I can be, and whether that's an MVP, championship, whatever it is, I want to get to that point.
LeBron James, of course, wanted to go back to Cleveland and win a championship for Cleveland. He's done that now. Do you have any other goals outside MVP and championship on a personal level?
I have a lot of personal goals, just from different things, maybe other off the court lifestyle things. But mainly on the court is just to win and be the best player I can be.
76ers, you've suited up for them this week. You've had dinner with the coach. You've done a workout with them. What do you think of the Philadelphia 76ers?
They have a great organization, great people around them, a young team, one of the youngest in the NBA's history. So no, I'm looking forward to seeing where I'll go on Thursday. Who knows where I'll be, but it should be an exciting time.
It wouldn't be a bad fit for you, even though you this early in your career.
No. Wherever I go, I'm looking forward to going, just because it's a blessing and a great opportunity to be in the NBA.
It's a bit of a surreal experience knowing that you don't have a choice in the matter, though, right?
Right, but it's kind of, you do have a choice. So if you play really well and you're the best player, then you're going to go to the worst team.
But after a couple of years, you get to make your own choice.
Free agency, but I'll wait until I play my first game.
How are you going to cope going from transitioning from college, where you only played 1 year, albeit regarded really well? How are you going to do 80 odd games a year? That's a huge step up.
It's a great job, though. It's something I've been wanting to do for my whole life. I'd rather do that than, I don't know, a desk job, just because I love being on the floor and playing and doing what I love.
You're going to have your own body man, nutritionist, publicist, entourage. You're 19 years old. You're about to turn 20. What is it? Do you ever worry that you'll change? Do you ever worry that you won't deal with success the way you want to?
Not really. I mean, I've had a lot thrown at me from fame to money, and all that has happened over the last few months, and I don't think it's really changing me. I think it changes me for the better. I understand a lot more about the business and the right way to act and how to handle everything. So I think I'm changing. Everybody changes, but it depends how you change.
You've had a shout out from the US president, no less. How did you deal with that?
That's exciting. That's history for America, obviously, first black president. And I think it just meant more to my family than anything. Seeing my dad from New York and my grandpa, I think that meant a lot to them. Just their grandson and their son being noticed by the president.
What would you say today to all those kids back at Box Hill who are out in the courts practicing?
Courts, anything is possible, as you can see. I'm from Australia, Melbourne, born in Fitzroy, and now I'm about to be an NBA pick. So anything really is possible.
How much hard work do you do? Just put me through the idea of how much training you do every day, because I don't think people realise. They think it's a couple of hours in the gym, but it's more than that, right?
A lot goes on. It's waking up at 6 a.m., going to work out in the morning for 2 hours, and then going to lift, going to get food. You have to eat right, so you have to put on a lot of weight, muscle, maintain it, and then sleep for a little bit, go work out again. So I've been doing that for 2.5 months since I finished school. So just preparing for the NBA has been a very tough situation for me, but I'm enjoying it.
But you've been doing that in Cleveland as well?
Yes.
Having that closeness to LeBron James up there, watching him go through this incredible finals series, all that history, it must be quite inspiring. Yeah,
just being around a lot of the guys from the Cavs, you learn a lot. So I think for me that was a good eye-opener to what really goes on with the behind the scenes with NBA players and what really happens.
How long is it going to be before you're going to be able to get Kyrie Irving, who's Australian, and LeBron James and Dellavedova to all come back to Australia at once?
I think I'll get LeBron to come back pretty soon. So I think we can make it happen.
I asked him that when I interviewed him back for the Australia Day game that we're going to have, and back then, he liked the idea. But the reality is, if you play in the NBA, you'll never go home for Christmas again.
Right. Unless, I won't.
Unless you're injured.
Knock on wood. But it comes with it. I'll probably miss the hot summers, Christmases, But no, I'm enjoying the time here, but I love going back home. So that's definitely one of the things I want to do.
Rio Olympics, you're not playing, but you will play for Australia again?
Definitely, I'll play for Australia again when the time's right. Definitely.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Awesome.